Hello travelers, Boardman21 here, and today going to cover the third of 4 dungeons, and this dungeon is the Soulfire dungeon. Now, I don't necessarily like the rewards at the end of this one, but I really do kind of like the mechanics, and the mechanics of this one are really interesting, and we'll get into that. So, we're going to go ahead and get our key, and we're going to go to the gate. You can find this one in the Imperial era. It's going to be right next to the Risen Lake. You go right through here for the campaign. Naturally, you'll just go to the northeast a little bit there, and you'll run right into it. Once you're here, you come to the wall. You'll put your key in to the Soulfire Bastion. We're going to do tier 3 since I'll be talking. Probably won't be focusing too close. This one on tier 4, you really need to focus at what element types you're dealing with. And as you can see, as soon as I open the door, I got the shield. Now that is your Soulfire shield. You have a necrotic shield, which makes you immune to all necrotic damage of enemies, and you have transfer to fire, and you're immune to all fire damage. And you can imagine the damage types here get really powerful. There's a lot of powerful fire and a lot of powerful necrotic enemies, and so you kind of have to switch back and forth with whatever enemy you're dealing with in order to survive. In tier 4, it matters the most. That's when you get one shot pretty easy from a lot of the mobs. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on fire, and you'll see here. Let me get my auto bomber going. If I were to walk on this with my necrotic shield, I'll instantly start taking damage. You can see my health goes down. So the environment and the enemies are two things you need to look out for. So we switch to fire, and then we can run across this and be completely immune. And just like the other dungeons, you got to clear 2 maps. The doors at the end of each map will give you some modifiers. In the case of this one, it'll kind of determine what you're going to find for the rewards at the end. But I'm going to go ahead and skip to the final door so that we can get into the boss mechanics and then the rewards. So as you can see here at the end of the first room, I come up to the wall, and usually there's 2 options per map, and this one will give me the first item that I purchased from the Soul Gambler. It's going to have an exalted item with a random tier 1 sealed affix. And again, those items that you buy at the end are going to be from the monsters that you kill. The more monsters you kill, the more of the soul embers you'll gain, and then you spend those soul embers at the end from the gambler. And then here you can see we're getting to the second door, and my options here is going to be each affix on a rare item from the Soul Gambler has a 25% chance to roll twice within its range and pick the higher value. So you're more likely to get a higher tier on the affix for the items. So let's go ahead and jump in here and take out the boss. And the boss is very much going to use the mechanic between fire and necrotic. You're going to want to switch back and forth between so that you can not take any damage. So I'm going to start with fire because the ground tends to be fire a lot. But then he also has necrotic abilities like that one. And now you can see the ground's fire here. Some of these, well, there's a fire ability that he has, but we're immune to it, which is really nice. You can just tank it. Everything's fire at the moment. Now we're necrotic. You want to make sure you switch before you die. And that's it. That's how you take him out. Just make sure that you're paying attention to the colors on the screen and doing what you need to do. And then you get the rewards. And the rewards are, now that we've collected all of these soul embers, we get to go spend them along with the modifiers that we chose to kind of help us out. Sometimes you get like refunded soul embers on like your purchases. You can get exalted items, like guaranteed, but now you're at the Soul Gambler, which is just a fancy version of like the gambler that's in the game already that you meet in the council chambers. But essentially you can go through here and buy things for a soul ember cost, and it can become, I'm pretty sure, any item other than boss uniques. So I can go ahead and buy some relics if I need them. Here you can see we got an exalted item, and it has +3 to Sigils of Hope. We also got a sealed +1 to Shield Bass because the first one we picked was going to have a sealed affix. So, I mean, you can see how you can get some pretty powerful items out of here. If we were to buy all of these, we got a unique item, a Tome of Elements, not really the best one, but hey, we got one. We got a rare item. This one just has a bunch of random stats, don't really need it. Got another exalted item here. This one has +3 to hammer throw with increased hammer throw, so like some really good items. I mean, the unique's not that rare, neither is the rare, but +3 to 2 different skills Like, you can see how you can do it. So you save those embers, and then the cool thing I've noticed online is if I leave right now, I actually keep those embers, and I can go run another one and try and get different modifiers, and just have additional embers for the next purchase that I make, which is really cool. But that's it for the tutorial here. Let me know if you guys actually like this dungeon. This one's not really my favorite at all. Like, I like the Temporal Sanctum a lot more. I do like the mechanic between the two elements here, but the reward system, I don't really like it too much. But let me know how you like it and which dungeon is your favorite, and stay tuned for the 4th, where we do the Arena of Champions. As always, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.